Zinnias are a delight. Their vibrant colors and cheerful blooms can brighten up any garden space, making them a favorite among flower enthusiasts. They bring bursts of color to any garden, transforming even the dullest corners into a lively, picturesque scene. Whether you have a small urban garden or a sprawling countryside plot, zinnias can add that much-needed splash of color. From bright yellows to deep reds, they are a feast for the eyes. The variety of hues and shades available means there's a zinnia for every taste in garden design. Their bold and striking colors can create stunning visual contrasts and harmonious blends. Zinnias are easy to grow from seed. With just a little bit of care and attention, you can watch them sprout and flourish. They are perfect for both novice and experienced gardeners, as they require minimal effort to thrive. This makes them a favorite for gardeners of all skill levels. Families can enjoy planting them together, creating lasting memories and a beautiful garden. Even children can get involved, learning about the joys of gardening and the rewards of nurturing plants. But the joy of zinnias doesn't have to end with summer. As the seasons change, zinnias continue to bloom, providing color and beauty well into the autumn months. Their resilience and long blooming period make them a valuable addition to any garden. By collecting their seeds, you can ensure a beautiful display year after year. Seed saving is a wonderful way to preserve your favorite zinnia varieties and share them with friends and family. It's a sustainable practice that keeps the joy of zinnias alive. Saving seeds is a simple process. Once the flowers have dried, you can easily collect the seeds and store them for the next planting season. Properly dried and stored seeds can remain viable for several years, ensuring a continuous supply of zinnias. It's a rewarding one too. There's a special satisfaction in growing plants from seeds you've collected yourself. Watching them bloom and knowing you played a part in their life cycle adds an extra layer of joy to gardening. Zinnias, with their vibrant colors and easy-growing nature, truly bring happiness to any garden. Saving zinnia seeds is a great way to save money. Seed packets can be expensive, especially if you want a lot of flowers. But there's more to it than just cost. Saving seeds is a sustainable practice. It reduces reliance on commercially produced seeds. It also allows you to develop your own unique zinnia varieties. Over time, your saved seeds will adapt to your local climate. This leads to stronger, healthier plants. As summer turns to autumn, your zinnias will start to fade. This is a natural part of their life cycle. Don't be disheartened. It's actually a sign that your zinnias are ready to share their bounty. Look for flower heads that have begun to dry. The petals will be brown and papery. The center of the flower will be dark and firm. These are all signs that the seeds inside are ripe and ready for collecting. You can tell if a zinnia head is ready by touch. Gently squeeze the base of the flower head. It should feel firm and dry. If it feels soft or squishy, it's not ready yet. Once the flower head is dry and firm, it's time to harvest. The seeds are hidden inside the flower head. You'll need to open it up to collect them. The best time to harvest zinnia seeds is on a dry day. This is crucial because dry conditions ensure that the seeds are not exposed to excess moisture, which can cause them to rot or develop mold. Checking the weather forecast ahead of time can help you plan the perfect day for harvesting. Ideally, choose a day when the sun is shining and there is no rain in the forecast for at least 24 hours. This will give the seeds ample time to dry out completely. When the flower heads are dry, the seeds inside are also dry and ready for collection. You can tell that the flower heads are ready for harvesting when they have turned brown and feel dry to the touch. Gently touch the flower heads to check for dryness. If they crumble easily, they are ready to be harvested. This ensures that the seeds are completely dry and less likely to rot. Dry seeds have a much higher chance of successful germination when planted. Use a pair of scissors or secateurs to snip off the flower heads. Make sure your tools are clean and sharp to avoid damaging the plant. Cutting the flower heads cleanly will help prevent any potential diseases from spreading. Hold the flower head gently and cut it off, leaving a few inches of stem attached to the flower head. This extra length of stem will make it easier to handle the flower heads without damaging the seeds. It also provides a convenient way to hang the flower heads if you choose to dry them further. The stem acts as a natural handle, making the entire process more manageable. This will make it easier to handle. Handling the flower heads with care is important to avoid crushing the seeds. Once you have collected all the flower heads, you can start the drying process. Proper handling ensures that the seeds remain intact and viable for future planting. Place the flower heads in a single layer on a tray or plate. This allows for even air circulation around each flower head, helping them to dry out completely. If you pile them on top of each other, the seeds may not dry evenly, which can lead to mold and rot. Spread them out in a single layer to ensure that each flower head has enough space to dry properly. Avoid piling them on top of each other. Overlapping flower heads can trap moisture, which is the enemy of dry seeds. Moisture can lead to mold growth, which can ruin your entire batch of seeds. By arranging the flower heads in a single layer, you minimize the risk of moisture being trapped and ensure that the seeds dry out completely. This can trap moisture and lead to mold. Moldy seeds are not viable and can spread to other seeds, ruining your entire harvest. To avoid this, make sure the flower heads are spread out and have plenty of air circulation. You can also place the tray in a well-ventilated area to speed up the drying process. Once the flower heads are completely dry, you can store the seeds in a cool, dry place until you are ready to plant them. Properly drying and storing your seeds is crucial to ensure they remain viable for planting in the next season. This process not only preserves the seeds, but also helps maintain their quality and germination rate. Leave the flower heads to dry for a few days in a warm, dry place. This could be a sunny windowsill, a well-ventilated room, or even a greenhouse. The key is to ensure that the environment is dry and has good air circulation to prevent mold and mildew from forming on the flower heads. Once the flower heads are completely dry, gently rub them between your fingers. This process helps to break apart the dried petals and release the seeds. Be gentle to avoid damaging the seeds. This will release the seeds. You may notice that the seeds fall out easily when the flower heads are thoroughly dried. If they don't, give them a bit more time to dry. The seeds are small, dark, and pointed at one end. They are quite distinctive and easy to identify once you know what to look for. Separate the seeds from the chaff. The chaff is the dry, papery material surrounding the seeds. This step is important to ensure that only the seeds are stored, as the chaff can attract moisture and pests. The chaff is the dry, papery material surrounding the seeds. Removing it helps to keep the seeds dry and free from contaminants. Store your seeds in a paper envelope or bag. Paper is preferred over plastic because it allows the seeds to breathe and prevents moisture buildup, which can lead to mold. Label it with the date and variety of Zinnia. This is crucial for keeping track of your seeds and ensuring you know what you are planting next season. Keep the seeds in a cool, dry place until you're ready to sow them in the spring. A cool, dark cupboard or a dedicated seed storage box works well. Proper storage conditions will help maintain the seeds' viability and ensure a successful planting season. Organizing your seed packets by date and variety can make it easier to plan your garden for the next season. Consider keeping a gardening journal to note down the details of each seed batch, including the date of collection and any observations about the plant's performance. A gardening journal can be an invaluable tool for tracking the success of different seed varieties and improving your gardening techniques over time. By keeping detailed records, you can learn from each growing season and make informed decisions for future plantings. When spring arrives, you'll be ready to sow your carefully stored seeds. With proper drying and storage, your zinnia seeds will have the best chance of germinating and growing into beautiful, healthy plants. A common mistake is harvesting seeds too early. This results in seeds that are not viable. Another mistake is storing seeds in a humid environment. To avoid these mistakes, ensure the flower heads are completely dry before storing them. Choose a cool, dry place for storage. Saving zinnia seeds is a rewarding experience. It connects you with the cycle of nature. It allows you to play an active role in the life cycle of your garden. Imagine the joy of seeing your garden bloom with zinnias grown from seeds you saved yourself. It's a truly satisfying experience. So embrace the cycle of the seasons. Enjoy the beauty of your zinnias. Then, as their blooms fade, gather their seeds. With a little care, you can ensure a garden full of vibrant zinnias year after year. Happy gardening!